friends? It's G-Man. We back, my friends, with a new video. It's Greg Doucette. The lifting gym, whatever, fitness slave who's enslaved 2 million gym slaves. So we're going to do a video. He says NATTY Fik-Shun plus 20 pounds in 30 days. Okay. He gained 30 pounds in 20 days. Okay, so what? He gained some weight. Anyways, let's review this video. His natty status is Fik-Shun. Fik-Shun gained 20 in 30 days. His natty status? I'm going to explain what this natty stuff is, man. Let's review this.
I went from 140 pounds to 160 pounds in 30 days. He claims he put on 20 pounds of muscle in a month. 20 pounds!
Wait a second. He claimed he put on 20 pounds of muscle. What type of muscle, Greg? Is it myofibular or sarcoplasmic? You didn't mention in the video.
30 days!
Again, he didn't tell you what type it was that he gained.
Coach Greg, in today's video, we're doing another natty or not, and this time it's on a guy named Fik-Shun Seagal. He's kind of like Steven Seagal. He can't actually fight in the real world, but he plays it well on camera. And so a bit of background. This guy was the winner of season 10 of You Think You Can Dance. And so I've watched...
Okay, and so what?
Watched a ton of his videos. The guy can dance like no other. He is absolutely phenomenal. And he's been training for years. I mean, look at his before photos. 140 pounds, close to 7% body fat. Guy shredded. Looks like he could step on stage. And if you think he got all those muscles from just dancing, what is wrong with you? You don't get a
muscles? He looks small to me. He looks like he has low body fat. That's about it. I don't know what you're talking about.
Body like that unless you've been training harder than last time.
He doesn't get a body like that by becoming anorexic. Okay, so becoming anorexic, that's how you get a body like that. Okay, great. A small, skinny, little, muscular little body.
100 push-ups every single day.
Are you trying to tell me that 140 pounds is a big dude? What the fuck are you talking about, Greg? You must be mentally retarded.
50 pull-ups every day. Some very difficult calisthenics, also 50 chin.
You have to be fucking brain dead to believe that this guy's fucking massive, that he built any kind of muscles. The only thing he fucking built was low body fat. What are you talking about?
Ups a day, 10 minutes of planks, and...
Okay, he's a factory worker, lifting boxes all day, lifting himself, lifting the box up high, lifting it down. And what about it, Greg?
So he says he never needed weights. All he needed was consistency.
Yes, that he never needed weights to lose that body fat. He needed consistency to lose that body fat and eating absolutely nothing but fucking crumpets all day, right? Okay.
Well, frankly, I don't believe it, considering that he's just bench pressed
with his fucking 9-inch arms. You know what? You're brain dead, Greg. You're nuts.
275 pounds.
What are you trying to fucking convince us? That this dude with fucking 9-inch arms is fucking massive or something? What the fuck are you talking about?
Claims he put on 20 pounds of muscle in a month.
Okay, let's say he did go from 140 to 160, whatever, in whatever it was you said, 1 month or something. So what? So what? And this 275, everybody's benching that at his age already. They're benching this weight, bro. Young people are benching that. Yes, this is common weight.
20 pounds, 30 days. And so let me ask you this. If anyone in the world told you that...
And it was 1 rep.
Put on 20 pounds of muscle in a month, are you going to believe them? Even with steroids, that would be...
Yes, I'm going to believe him, but I'm not going to think that it was contractile protein. It's more likely glycogen proteins, okay, Greg?
Very hard to believe. But
because he's an endurance athlete, so he's eating a lot of carbohydrates and he put on that. So what?
30 pounds while in a natural environment, especially when you've been training for years, not like he has...
Man, this is easy to debunk all this stuff, okay? Again, Greg's not telling you what type of muscle it is. I'll tell you what this guy's getting, okay? He's going to mention it in his video anyways. Greg's going to mention it in his video. He's going to say that this guy is doing high volume training, because I already watched the video. So he says high volume training. So people that are working out, that are trained, I'm talking about trained people, they come in and they start lifting. When they start doing high volume resistance training, trained young men is largely attributed to what? Sarcoplasmic hypertrophy. So there is more than one type of hypertrophy, isn't there? There's myofibrillar hypertrophy and there's sarcoplasmic. Yes? Yes? So there you go. So it's most likely sarcoplasmic in 1 month, okay? It's kind of obvious. You're not going to put on 20 pounds of contractile protein in 1 month. It takes a lot to put that on. It takes a lot. So you weigh the cons and the pros. So it's most likely sarcoplasmic, okay? What is sarcoplasmic? What is it? Basically, sarcoplasmic hypertrophy is a kind of artificial muscle growth. You train the muscle for no other reason than to visually increase its size by increasing the amount of fluid it can hold. But you do not increase the density of the muscle fibers. So it's not based on myofibrillar hypertrophy, okay? It's artificial muscle growth. So is he natty? Well, I don't know what that means, natty. Steroid people get sarcoplasmic. Are they natty too? I don't know. It's artificial. If it's artificial, then it's not. Then he's not natty.
Newbie gains.
If it's artificial muscle growth, sarcoplasmic, that's not based on contractile proteins, real muscle growth, then it's artificial. Then he's a fake natty. And so if steroid people are getting the same, they're fake natties. So can a natty be a fake natty? Can a natty be a fake natty? Yes, if he builds sarcoplasmic hypertrophy. It's a fake, okay?
Not like he hasn't trained before. And to go from 140 to 160, that is tremendous. That means he put on over 14% of his body weight in only 30 days. Makes no sense.
Makes absolute sense. High volume resistance training and a lot of carbohydrates, what he was eating. Did you ask him what he was eating during the time? Was he on a pure carnivore diet? Or did he do carbohydrates with the carnivore? I don't know. How about Tristan Lee? He's on carbohydrates now. He blew up. Why didn't he blow up on the protein diet? Because he doesn't know how to build muscles because he's adapted. So his body got a new adaptation of these phony muscles called sarcoplasmic muscles. Get it? Yeah.
And so quitting is an option. It's him versus him. He's been training this way every single day for years. Think about it. Think of the dedication. He does this on top of all the dancing. And so essentially he's doing a full body workout, but he doesn't train his legs. But remember, he's doing a lot of dancing. He's doing one arm push-ups, chin-ups, pull-ups. The guy is an animal.
Yeah, it looks like a lot of high volume. A lot of high volume. Okay.
But then suddenly he puts on 20 pounds of muscle in a month, and people are wondering if he's natty or not. Let's first address this.
Okay, so suddenly he started to eat a lot of carbohydrates, and he's doing a lot of volume work. And so he put on a lot of sarcoplasmic hypertrophy. And so what? Can a natty be a fake natty? Yeah. If you put on sarcoplasmic muscle, it isn't based on contractile proteins.
In fact possible to put on 20 pounds of muscle in a month? No.
Yes, it is absolutely possible to put on 20, even 30 pounds of sarcoplasmic hypertrophy in 1 month, Greg. Yes, it is, Greg.
Can't put on 20 pounds of muscle in a month. But to his credit, he doesn't say it's all muscle.
No, to his credit, he doesn't say it's all muscle because it's not. It's sarcoplasmic. It's sarcoplasmic muscle.
And so maybe he just went from being in a calorie deficit or mean gaining to suddenly going on a bulk. If he did that, is it possible to put on...
He didn't go on a bulk. He just increased his carbohydrates and he got sarcoplasmic hypertrophy. He went on a bulk. If he went on a bulk, he'd be fat, wouldn't he? Right, Greg? He'd be fat if he was on a bulk. Does he look fat to you, you motherfucker? Does he fucking look fat to you, you dumb fuck?
20 pounds of body weight in 30 days. Of course it is. And so in the before photo, you can clearly see the guy.
You can clearly see the before photo, 140. He looks very skinny, anorexic. He looks very anorexic at 140 pounds. Okay, let's see him after.
Guy has a tremendous bump. He's showing the vascular.
He has a pump? Oh, so he did some push-ups. So he's showing you a pump at 140 with an anorexic body. Okay. Great.
Clarity in his forearms, you can see the shredded six-pack, the pump in his chest, everything is pumped. He's training his back, the muscle.
How many normal people do you know walk around with a shredded so-called six-pack unless they're fucking anorexic, you moron?
Muscles are swollen with blood, and so he is looking at his best. And so in his before photo, he's not photoshopping it to make him look...
With his 9-inch arms, okay? Give me fucking break. He has no shoulders, nothing. This is just low body fat.
Smaller.
A
He's
skinny ectomorph with low body fat.
pumped up to the max, and he weighs 140 pounds. Remember, this guy is very short, shorter than even
Oh, can you shut the fuck up with this pumped and everything? You're fucking crazy.
Coach Greg. And so that is why he looks so big while only weighing 140 pounds. I went from
He
140
doesn't look big. He looks like he has low body fat.
pounds to 160 pounds in 30 days. Now, in this video, you see his shirt off, which makes it much more difficult to see, is it in fact all muscle? It's one thing to go from
Yeah, it's all sarcoplasmic muscle. There you go.
140 to 160 and get fat. He could have just been eating in a surplus. He could have been bulking, force-feeding junk food, and got a beer belly. And so what we have to see is, did this guy
Where's his beer belly? Where's anything? What are you talking about?
back get fat? And so as he flexes the water,
So in order to put on muscle, you have to get fat. Well, fuck is this guy talking about? You're crazy, coach, bro. You and your drugs, your mental brain drugs, man. You suck as a coach, and you're a drug addict. You don't even know how to build muscle. You don't even know the difference between sarcoplasmic and hypertrophy. Fuck me. What the fuck?
looking at himself in the mirror, you can clearly see the guy has a shredded six-pack even through his clothing. I highly doubt he gained significant amounts of body fat if you can still
Yeah, he gained sarcoplasmic hypertrophy. Okay.
see his abs to this extent. And as he does his chins, you can see the guy still has a very small waist, wider shoulders, still looks like a bodybuilder.
He doesn't look like he put on significant amount of weight, but sarcoplasmic, yeah, it makes you look a little bit. It adds more to the mass.
And as he walks off the camera smiling, he has a six-pack. Even as his stomach is relaxed, you can
Yeah, you can put on sarcoplasmic and still have a six-pack. Yes, Greg.
clearly see a visible six-pack directly underneath his shirt. And
was
so if
lean.
you ask me,
He was lean before he started moving for sarcoplasmic training, you moron. He's fucking sarcoplasmic hypertrophy fucking training, you fucking dickhead, you.
guys put on almost all muscle. Maybe he's gained
No, he put on all sarcoplasmic hypertrophy muscle. It ain't based on myofibrillar growth, you motherfucker.
1% body fat, maybe a couple of pounds of fat, but mostly all I can see is extra muscle. And so if we are to believe that he's naturally
Look, he's extremely lean. His body fat is extremely, extremely low. My current push-up routine. And so what? And so he ate a bunch of carbohydrates and he blew up like just Tristan Lee. Are you telling me that Larry Wheels put on 53 pounds of muscle eating at the Golden Griddle? You fucking moron. He's sarcoplasmic hypertrophy, motherfucker.
You're going to tell me that this guy put on 20 pounds, almost all of it lean tissue, in only 30 days. And he did this while already having achieved his natural newbie gains. If you had told me that he had never touched weights in his entire
Achieved his natural newbie gains. Let's find out what newbie gains are. I know it's an adaptation process. So anytime you do any sport, you get damaged in the beginning, you get a newbie gain, and then you never get them again because it's protective. It's the protective effect through the repeated bout effect phenomena. That's why. It's to calibrate you to make you better at doing that sport or that lift.
life. He hadn't done any training whatsoever, and then he suddenly joined the
That's why nobody's growing any more myofibrillar growth, because they're not doing things that they're unfamiliar with or unaccustomed. That's how you get that damage.
gym and was on a bulk and put
Okay, here's another thing. Why aren't they growing contractile proteins? Because protein synthesis needs to exceed that breakdown. You need to be in an anabolic growth state. That too is an adaptation process, and nobody out there is doing that. Nobody out there is eating like that or doing that, Greg. Yeah, Greg. That is and you know that is a major problem in bodybuilding. That protein synthesis needs to exceed the breakdown of proteins in your body because they're building up and breaking down all day long. And you can have more breakdown than build up for sure. It's easier to do that. It's easier to break down proteins than it is to build them up.
on 20 pounds, I still wouldn't believe it. 20 pounds of muscle in a month, people. This is not something that happens overnight. Remember what I told you?
20 pounds of sarcoplasmic hypertrophy. It doesn't happen overnight. It happens when you keep eating those carbohydrates and keep pumping them in there as a trained athlete. Yeah, that's how you get it. It's artificial.
I gained 4 pounds of muscle in a month taking Turk Builder, and none of you believed it?
You gained 4 pounds of muscle Turk builder? What kind of muscle was it, Greg? Sarcoplasmic? You're carrying sarcoplasmic muscle because you're on TRT, steroids. Go off those steroids and all those phony gains that you fucking built and that strength that you built, or you didn't even build it. That phony strength that is being maintained by these these steroids, and that phony look that you have will all go away.
It was 4 pounds. 4. This is 20. Yeah, I think you can gain.
I know you have to sell all that so you can buy your steroids so you can maintain that look. Get it? You're the Pied Piper, broski. Yeah.
4 pounds of muscle in a month. If you took, for example, creatine or Turk builder, if you're a high responder, of course you can. But you can't gain 20 while being natural. Even with creatine, G-test.
Yes, you can. I've done it. Sarcoplasmic hypertrophy. I gained 20 pounds in like 1 month. So you can do it, Greg, yes. By eating carbohydrates, being a chronic lifter.
2Max, Acti Builder, and Turk Builder, you're not putting on 20.
See, he doesn't want you to know that there's another way of putting on phony muscles, sarcoplasmic. You're not putting it on without the Turk Builder, without his powders and his pills, because this is all marketing now, his videos. They're all marketing now to you. First, he comes out, he accuses somebody of being a fake natty, they put on 20 pounds. But he knows it's sarcoplasmic hypertrophy. That's why I keep calling him names in the video. This fucking motherfucker. So he's want to convince you that it's impossible to do it without the Turk builder, without powders, without steroids. So he must be a fake natty. So you guys, if you want to gain that 20 pounds, you have to buy the Turk builder and his powders and creatines and all this bullshit.
Pounds in a month. Get that out of your heads. People, you need to understand what is reason.
See, get that out of your head. It's impossible to gain 20 pounds of muscle, but it's not impossible to gain 20 pounds of sarcoplasmic hypertrophy in 30 days. Yeah, man.
To achieve in a natural environment, even with steroids, even with all the steroids, putting on 20 pounds of muscle in a month.
Even with steroids, but you can do it with sarcoplasmic hypertrophy training, yes.
Very, very rare. Hit a new PR. And on that,
not rare at all.
Day, not a single rep was performed. He has 275 pounds on the bar, and you can clearly.
He only did 1 rep, man. Come on. He barely made it up. It's common. I seen a little Asian kid I put in my community section. He lifted the same weight. He did it the same way too. He was shaky on the way up. He did 1 rep, and so what? And he was skinnier than this guy.
You see his ass comes off the bench. That means it's a no lift. It's kind of like bench pressing when you arch your back so much that the bar only moves an inch. It's not an actual bench press. But that's besides the point. You really think that this guy's never lifted weights in his life? He's only done push-ups, one-arm push-ups, chin-ups, and so on. That he suddenly can bench press 275 pounds with 30 days of training? I don't think so. And it says on the road to 300. Well, yeah, if you're taking performance enhancing.
On the road to 300, I don't know. Maybe he's trying. Sarcoplasmic hypertrophy can have some effect, I guess. It can make you, there's fluid there, just like creatine. It helps. There's fluid in the muscle, whatever. So it can help you a little bit, maybe with the bench press, for sure, because I did feel a little bit better, stronger, maybe something. They say that's not associated with muscular strength, but it didn't say it wasn't associated with force production strength. Get it? That's totally different. Muscular and force production. You could get sarcoplasmic hypertrophy and your force production could possibly go up. If you put creatine and more water in your muscles, what happens? People say they feel a little bit stronger. Their lifts go up. Why? Because it helps. That's why.
Drugs, you're obviously going to continue to improve. Now, I must say, it does look like he's slightly softer in this video. Not saying he got fat, but he's certainly.
If he's softer, it's sarcoplasmic hypertrophy.
Really doesn't look as lean as when he was 140. And so is it maybe possible, that he's rounding off his body weight? Perhaps at the start he was 144, at the end he was 156, and he said, I started at 140 and I ended at 160. That would make a big difference. If you're rounding your weight down at the start and rounding your weight up at the finish, you could in fact make it look like you put 20 pounds when you actually didn't.
I love how Greg tries to make it sound like it's impossible to put on sarcoplasmic hypertrophy, which I just proved in the beginning of the video. There's such a thing as sarcoplasmic hypertrophy. There's different kinds of hypertrophies.
And so is it possible that he was drinking a lot the night before, woke up very dehydrated, weighed himself, and then ate a ton of food after 30 days and weighed himself at the end of the night, perhaps after eating a big salad, drinking a bunch of water, and was bloated? And that's how he gained 20 pounds? Well, maybe. But if he's saying that he went from 140 to 160 in 30 days without taking anything, I don't think that's possible. And let's check.
I don't know. What did he change in his diet? Did he tell you? What does this say? It is sad that I even have to say this, but these are natural gains, guys. Yeah, they are natural gains. I ain't on no juice or enhancement supplements. I ate a lot of food and lifted hard, but he didn't tell you what type of food that he ate. It's mostly carbohydrate. I'm pretty sure it was carbohydrate. He simply increased what he was eating. He got sarcoplasmic hypertrophy. That's it.
Check out what Reddit says. Natty or juice? Is Fik-Shun natty? According to him, he just dances and I never...
He's a natty, but are the gains natty? Are they based on myofibrillar growth? No, they're based on sarcoplasmic, so they're artificial.
Never saw him hit the gym on his IG. Guys, you need to research harder than last time. Of course he's not just dancing. He does push-ups and sit-ups and calisthenics.
Holy shit, man. He goes going on and on in this video. What is this, marketing?
But he has since then said he's put on 20 pounds in 30 days. He is in fact hitting the gym. We just saw him bench press 275. On the road to 300, I might add. You can't dance like that naturally. He's clearly...
Man, a lot of people go on the road to 300, 400, 500. And so what? Does that mean they're going to fucking all make it there, Greg? They have a right to say whatever the fuck they want. I don't know if he's going to make it or not. Who gives a shit?
On heavy and ever. Imagine just having pecs without going to the gym. My genetics ain't having that. Exactly. You really think the guy...
Christ, listening to this fucking guy is like, it's torment. This is tormentation. But I'm being tormented.
Can look this good from just dancing? People have no idea. This body is a 99% level body. It's better than 99% of the population. You think he just got that?
How did this channel ever grow 2 million subscribers? Listening to this garbage.
From dancing, having pecs and delts looking like that while not training at all, just doing some moves on the dance floor? Of course not. And so that's the problem. People think, oh, he's not that big. He's 140 pounds. He's not an IPU pro. And so he probably just dances around and he gets a body like that. And if you actually train, that body is achievable by anyone. Anyone can look like that. All you have to do is look at weights.
You mean that low body fat is achievable? Yeah, it is. It is. It's known fact that African people, a lot of African people have low body fat, get this muscularity. Even white people, I don't know, man. I don't know. It's his body type, okay?
And you look like that in 30 days. Are you kidding me? Okay, but he probably does 1,300 push-ups every morning. You could easily achieve that at your peak physique if you were dedicated to doing that. No, not everyone can look like this just because you're dedicated. That I hate.
Can everybody look like that? Young? Being young and fresh and not an old man? Can everybody who's young look like that? Yeah, those people who have that type of body or whatever can look like that with low body fat. Tristan Lee does it. I don't like Tristan Lee's physique. I think this guy looks better at low body fat than Tristan Lee. Tristan Lee's chest kind of looks weird and I don't know, looks weirdy.
Biggest
looks weird on the carnivore diet.
Pet peeves is people think, oh.
But Tristan Lee went on carbohydrates now and he blew up. So does that mean he built real muscle? What type of muscle is that if he said I ate carbohydrates and I blew up? What's blowing him up? What's blowing him up? Protein or glycogen? Glycogen proteins. Get it? Animal protein or glycogen protein? Which one is it?
If you just try hard, you can all look like that. No, not every...
Is it contractile protein or is it sarcoplasmic?
One can walk around at 6 or 7% body fat with well-formed abs, small waist, wide shoulders, and pecs and delts for days. It doesn't work like that. Oh, as long as you do a bunch of push.
Yes, it does. It works like that. He said he ate a lot. You're not even talking about him saying that he started eating a lot more.
Ups in the morning, you'll have a physique like that. Of course you won't. Well, if you have amazing...
He didn't. He got a physique like that by eating fucking more, you asshole, like he said.
Genetics you will, but how many of you out there have amazing genetics? Not many. Oh, he doesn't have amazing genetics. He's short. Shut up.
He has fucking low body fat. What are you talking about? You and this amazing genetics shit.
up. Whether he's natty or not is up for debate, but this definitely isn't just from dancing. Exactly. I mean, look at him as he's dancing. The moves are
I know. It's like he said, from eating. I started eating more.
phenomenal. But look at the physique. It looks like he's a male stripper at a bodybuilding competition. He's on there dancing around. Abs are freaking shredded. Chest is well formed to wide shoulders. He has everything going for him. He could literally put on a pair of board shorts and walk out on a men's bodybuilding stage. Also, he's just short. I mean, if you're over 5'6" and you want to have a great physique, the cards are stacked against you. What is wrong with you people? You really think that just because you're 5 feet tall, you're going to have way more muscle than if you're 6 feet tall? Is that really how you think genetics work? Taller guys can't have muscle. Shorter guys, they have all the muscle.
Boy, Greg is really brain dead.
Guys can't have muscle. Shorter guys, they have all the muscle. It doesn't work like that.
I can't
We're
listen
on
to
performance.
I can't listen to this anymore. He is pretty big compared to how big he is just because he doesn't have Ronnie Coleman physique. Okay. Yeah, whatever.
Dancing drugs or both can't get this physique. They would just lose their muscle and be just skin and bone if they cut this far. And so think of it, sub 7% body fat. Normally when you diet to this extent, you're eating test boosters perhaps with Tomcat Elite.
See, test boosters, Tomcat Elite, it's all marketing. His videos now are just marketing to sell you supplements, his cookbook, and his fitness shit. Garbage. All fake garbage.
Doja agrestis, ashwagandha, and so on, and perhaps that's allowed his body to have more testosterone.
Jesus.
Perhaps he just has ridiculously amazing genetics that allow him to build muscle while being at single-digit body fat. Or he might also be on PEDs. Have you ever thought of that? You not think it's possible? I mean, after all, is he involved in drug-tested sport competition? I don't think so. He's a dancer. There are no water rules. He doesn't have to abide by water. No one's saying he can't use SARMs, steroids, whatever. And so why do you not think that he wouldn't take this? He makes a living based on how he looks and how he can perform. Imagine the pressure for him to look good on social media. He's literally dancing with his shirt off.
Oh, give me a break,
Watch.
man.
And so it's kind of like being a stripper. A stripper who looks good is on 20 pounds in 30 days. Does that not tip the scale in favor of him being not natural?
How many times can he mention this again? Jesus, over and over again. He's trying to convince you this is like you need to buy Turk Builder, bro. He's just fucking pushing his drugs.
I mean, if he had said, hey, I put on 5 pounds in 30 days, you'll put on 20.
This is all psychological. He's trying to push his supplements. I know it. This is psychological. People are watching this going, yeah, I need the supplements to build that fake muscles. Yeah.
Pounds. But 20 pounds in 30 days. I mean, come on, guys.
Yeah, Sarcoplasmic, 20 pounds. He said he ate more. Okay.
Why would you believe he's done that while being natural?
Why wouldn't you? If you know the difference between myofibrillar sarcoplasmic and how they're achieved, why wouldn't you believe that? That is the problem. Why wouldn't you? Because Greg doesn't want you to know that. Greg wants to sell you Turk Builder. That's why.
And so we can see he's fighting against Jason Derulo of all people. The guy looks so small in comparison. And look at him fighting Jason from Friday the 13th. And so his videos are absolutely amazing, outstanding, quality work, an amazing dancer.
Yeah, he's got great videos. Okay.
I just don't think the guy's natural. And so looking at
I just don't think he's natural.
his physique with the vascularity, the leanness, the
whatever.
claims to put on. I don't like his content. Not saying not to go follow.
Is he going to sell some more tablets?
Of course, go follow him. Go and check it out. And if he is, in fact, on performance-enhancing drugs, so what? He's not being drug tested. He has no one to answer to. And so good for him. Subscribe, click the bell button, comment the most.
See, everything must be drugs and everything must be fake. Guys, it's impossible to build muscles. Everything must be fake. And it must be faked. It has to be fake. It has to be steroids. It has to be fake natty. And you have to take these fake supplements too to create more of this fake stuff.
Don't forget to like.
Greg is telling you right then and there. You can't build muscle. You can't build muscle naturally. Nobody can. Nobody. A zero. Without what? Building it fakely, taking steroids. You have to be a fake natty to build muscles. And if you want to build some other fake ones, take some Tomcat Ali and his Turkesterone. Greg, how do you know he's not taking Turkesterone? Your stuff. Oh, it works. It worked, or it doesn't work. Does it work? Does it work? It doesn't work. Only steroids work. So Turk Builder doesn't work. Okay.
The video if you liked it, and there's
Well, because if it does work, why doesn't he? Why don't you just say he took Turk Builder? Why did you ask him? They say he took Turk Builder and it built him this 20 pounds of phony muscles. Man, oh, there wasn't the steroids. That'd have been a good marketing ploy. See, you're stupid. You're stupid, Greg. You should have made it look like he took Turk Builder and that's how he got that muscle. And then everybody would be buying it now. They'd be running out and buying it. This is the Turk Builder did it. Turk Builder built it.
Tube Loops, you can watch those right now. And of course, if you're interested in any of the supplements, code...
See any of the supplements, code link description, my anabolic death book, buy my anabolic death book, my phony exercise book, and buy my pre-workouts that are absolutely do fuck all for you. And spend your money. Give it to me so I can buy another fucking McLaren.
Greg, 15% off. Also, we have free diet and training programs on my website.
Free diet and training programs. It's all on my website, guys. Come on. You have to look pretty in the gym, of course. Making the fake gains, right? See you in the next one, friends. So what you think about that? Like, subscribe, comment down below. Helps with the algorithm, friends. If you don't help my channel, it'll never grow, and the word will never get out. I'll see you in the next one. Ciao.